The Galactic Council chamber was never silent. For thousands of years, voices filled the vast hall. Debates, arguments, pride, and power. Dozens of alien species sat in their high seats, glowing eyes, scaled faces, metal limbs, and floating forms. They believed this place was the heart of the galaxy. Nothing surprised them anymore. Until today, the massive central hologram suddenly changed color. A deep red light spread across the chamber. Warning symbols appeared one by one. An automated voice spoke calmly. Unknown fleet detected at the edge of Council space. At first, no one reacted. Unknown fleets appeared often. Pirates, traders, or lost explorers. Nothing serious. Then the numbers appeared. Silence slowly replaced laughter. The fleet was huge. Not dozens. Not hundreds. Thousands of ships. They were moving in perfect formation. No random movement. No fear. The counselors leaned forward. "Identify the origin," demanded High Counselor Varric, his voice sharp and confident. The AI paused longer than usual. Origin classified as human. A few counselors clicked their tongues in amusement. Others tilted their heads in confusion. "Humans," one counselor scoffed. "That weak species from the outer spiral? They were barely space-capable," another said. "Primitive, emotional, fragile." Some even laughed, but the AI continued. "Warning. Human fleet technology exceeds known galactic standards." The laughter died instantly. The hologram zoomed in. The ships were dark, smooth, no visible weapons, no energy trails. They looked almost dead. "That's impossible," Varric said. Standing up, humans were nothing. No signals came from the fleet. No hails. No threats. They just kept coming. Minute by minute, the distance closed. A junior counselor whispered, "Why are they silent?" Silence in space was normal. Silence like this was not. Sensors tried to scan the ships. Every scan failed. The human fleet did not resist. It simply ignored them. "This feels wrong," said Counselor Ilrix, her voice low. "Predators are quiet before the kill." Varric slammed his staff on the floor. Enough fear. Open communication. A signal was sent in every known language. No reply. The fleet crossed into Council-controlled space. Alarms rang. "This is a violation of..." Varric began. The AI interrupted again. "Counselor, they have stopped." The hologram showed the fleet halting all at once. Perfect stillness. Thousands of ships froze like statues in the dark. The chamber was so quiet that even breathing sounded loud. Then a single human ship moved forward. It was not the largest, not the smallest, just central. A transmission request appeared. "On screen," Varric ordered, hiding his unease. The hologram changed. A human figure appeared. Not a warrior in armor, not a monster, just a human. Pale skin, dark eyes, calm face. No anger, no fear, only cold focus. The human looked directly at the council, as if he could see every one of them. "My name is Commander Elias Ward," he said slowly. His voice was steady. "I speak for humanity." No one interrupted. 312 years ago, Ward continued, this council proved a silent operation. The elders shifted in their seats. You classified humans as a future risk. You destroyed our home system. You erased billions of lives. The chamber shook with sudden noise. "That is ancient history," one counselor shouted. "You survived." Ward did not react. "Yes," he said, "we survived." The human leaned slightly forward. "And we remembered." The screen changed. Images flashed. Burning planets, collapsing cities, human ships torn apart, council records, hidden files, proof. Some counselors looked away. "You thought we were gone," Ward said. "You thought time would bury your crime." His eyes hardened. It did not. Varric forced himself to stand tall. "What do you want, human?" Ward paused. Then he spoke words that froze every heart in the room. "Judgment has begun." Suddenly, the human fleet powered up, not with bright light, not with noise, Space itself seemed to bend. The Council's defense grid went offline in seconds. No attack, no explosion, just gone. How are they doing this? Ilrix whispered in terror. Ward's voice returned, calm as death. We did not come to negotiate, he said. We did not come for land. He looked at them one last time. We came to finish what you started. The transmission ended. Outside the chamber, stars began to disappear, one system at a time. For the first time in galactic history, the Council understood the truth. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was patient. And now, humanity had come for a total eradication. The chamber was heavy with fear. Counselors no longer whispered. They did not even breathe loudly. Every eye was fixed on a hologram, but there was nothing there. Only empty space where the human fleet had vanished, leaving dread behind. High Counselor Varric slammed his staff on the floor. This cannot be real. Humans, weak, fragile, insignificant. How can they? Do not forget, Counselor Ilrix interrupted, her voice trembling. 312 years ago, we destroyed their home system. It was approved by the Council. It was justice, or so we thought. Varric froze. He had always dismissed that decision as ancient history, a necessary action to prevent humans from growing into a threat. He had never imagined survivors could come back. And with this power... Silence, barked another counselor. You speak of past crimes as if they matter now. The humans are here. They are unstoppable. Varric's mind raced. He remembered the archives, hidden deep in the Council's secure vaults. Humans have been classified as primitive, barely capable of interstellar travel. Their fleet had been destroyed, their colonies burned, their people scattered. Most of the galaxy had believed them extinct. And yet, here they were. Do you know what we have done? Ilrix whispered, her scales trembling. We erased billions of lives. We thought we were saving the galaxy. But we created monsters. Varric swallowed hard. Monsters? No. Humans? They were nothing. How could nothing come back as this power? Ilrix activated her personal hologram. The images flickered across the Council chamber. Destroyed cities, abandoned human worlds, and records showing secret Council orders. Each frame was a crime buried in time. A murmur spread. One counselor gasped. They remembered all of it. Every injustice we committed. Every secret we hid. Yes, Ilrix said. Humans do not forget. And they do not forgive. They have survived in darkness. They have watched, and they have grown stronger. And now they are here. Another hologram appeared, this time at the edge of the galaxy. Tiny human ships were emerging from hidden star systems, previously thought uninhabitable. Each ship moved like a predator, silent and deadly. The counselors could see the calculated precision. The humans had learned, adapted, evolved. Varric's confidence cracked. But why now? Why attack us? Why not leave the galaxy? Ilrix's eyes were cold. Because we erased their future. We took their home. We killed their families. We called them weak, and they proved us wrong. Counselor Draven, who had always underestimated humans, shook in his seat. This is beyond war. This is revenge. They are not coming for territory. They are coming to finish what we started. They are coming for a total eradication. A holographic map flickered. Systems that once belonged to humans were highlighted. Hidden fleets, secret colonies, underground cities. Each one revealed that humanity had survived in secrecy, building strength in shadows. And yet we thought ourselves clever, Varric muttered bitterly. We thought we could erase a species and forget them, but they never forgot us. They have waited, they have planned, and now they are here. Ilrix stepped closer to the central console, her voice barely above a whisper. Do you see? Humans are the most dangerous force in the galaxy because they remember injustice. Every betrayal, every death, it fuels them. They do not fight for conquest. They fight for justice. Our justice against them. Varric sank into his chair. His mind raced through strategies, defenses, alliances, but each one failed before it even formed. Humans had technology beyond imagination. Their ships could bypass every shield, every weapon, every countermeasure. Prepare the Council defenses, Varric ordered, though his voice lacked strength. Send messages to every allied species. Warn them. Ilrix shook her head. Warnings are useless. Humanity is no longer what it was. They are patient, and their patience is lethal. A final message appeared on the holographic display. It was a human symbol, simple yet terrifying. One word glowed in bright letters. Remembered. The council froze. Even the bravest among them could not move. Fear settled like ice in their veins. Humanity was not just a species. They were a force shaped by centuries of suffering and cunning. They had come not for negotiation, not for trade, not for peace. They had come to erase the ones who had dared destroy them. For the first time in the galaxy's history, the Council understood something terrifying. Humans were not weak. Humans were unstoppable. Varric whispered, more to himself than anyone else. We did not destroy them, we created them. Ilrix's eyes glowed faintly with cold realization. And now, every crime we ever committed will be answered. Outside, deep space shimmered with silent fleets. They were not attacking yet, but they did not need to. Their arrival alone had already shattered the Council's confidence, broken its arrogance, and spread fear across every system. And humanity had only just begun. Far beyond the Council's panic, hidden in shadowed corners of the galaxy, humanity survived. 3 centuries had passed since the Council tried to erase them. Billions of human lives were lost in a single strike, and entire star systems were reduced to ash. Yet, humanity endured. Deep underground, on a shattered planet orbiting a dying star, humans huddled in tunnels. Smoke and ash filled the air, but no despair lived in their hearts. They were determined. Every loss became a lesson, every tragedy a weapon. Young children learned to repair ships before they could walk. Scientists experimented with energy fields in abandoned laboratories. Engineers built machines from scraps. Soldiers trained in silence, moving like shadows, striking without warning. Commander Elias Ward walked through the main underground hall. His eyes scanned the room. Every human there had a story of pain, survival, and revenge. They were lean, disciplined, and patient. Every system, every fleet, every council secret, memorize it, he ordered. We grow stronger every day. Humanity does not forget. We endure. We wait. The humans obeyed, not out of fear, but out of purpose. Purpose forged in fire. Purpose sharpened by loss. The underground cities expanded, hidden from council sensors. Humanity built fleets that could cloak, warp, and fire weapons unseen. Ships learned from every failure. AI networks adapted faster than any alien mind could comprehend. In the dark, humans also learned patience. They did not strike immediately. They could have attacked hundreds of times over the centuries, but they waited. They grew, evolved, and perfected themselves. Every attack plan, every strategy, every failure of the Council became a step forward. Elias stood on a platform, overlooking a fleet being assembled. Sleek black ships lined the tunnels, powered by engines that humans had developed in secret. Each ship was self-learning, adapting its systems automatically. No alien technology could match it. Commander, a young officer said, the weapons are ready. The fleet can move at a moment's notice. Ward nodded slowly. Good. But remember, this is not war for land, not for conquest. This is justice. They tried to erase us. They called us weak. They will pay for that. Every last one of them. In the central control room, analysts studied council patterns, past decisions, secret archives stolen from fallen systems. Every weakness, every lie, every betrayal was logged. Humans did not simply plan to fight. They planned to punish, to correct history. Time passed. Centuries became decades. Decades became years, and humans waited. And with each passing year, their technology grew faster than anyone could imagine. Shields that could resist planet-destroying weapons. Weapons that adapted mid-flight. AI networks that could predict enemy movements before they occurred. And humanity never forgot the lesson burned into them. Never forgive, never surrender. One day, Ward entered the command chamber. A young officer asked, Sir, when will we act? He looked at the officer calmly, almost smiling. We act when the galaxy forgets us. when they think we are weak, when they believe justice is gone. Then humanity will rise, and they will see what they created. Not monsters, survivors. Ward turned to the fleet. Every ship was ready. Every human trained, disciplined, and calm. They had survived famine, plague, betrayal, and near annihilation. They had grown stronger from every wound. Prepare for departure, he said. We leave shadows behind. Humanity will not beg. Humanity will not negotiate. Humanity will deliver justice. Outside the underground world, stars twinkled. To any passing alien, it was a dead, ruined planet. But under the surface, the humans moved like a storm waiting to break. And in the darkness, they whispered to themselves, "We were weak. We are no longer. We are humanity. And we do not forget." For centuries, the galaxy believed humans were extinct. For centuries, the Council thought they were safe. But in that silence, in that hidden strength, humanity prepared to remind the galaxy of one undeniable truth. Never underestimate humanity. The first strike came like a shadow in the void. No alarms, no war cries, no flashing lights, just silence. Then, suddenly, entire star systems blinked out of existence. The Council had believed their defenses were unbeatable. They had weapons that could destroy planets in a single blast, fleets faster than light, and soldiers who trained from birth to fight humans. But none of it mattered. Commander Elias Ward stood on the bridge of the flagship Judgment, his hands resting lightly on the console. Around him, the human fleet moved like a living organism. Ships communicated silently through AI networks, adjusting formations, predicting movements, and neutralizing threats before any Council sensors could react. Target system, Karath Prime, Ward said calmly. Deploy. The fleet split into precise groups, each assigned a target. Ships entered orbit silently. Not a single shot was fired. Not a single alarm blared. Then, in an instant, the Council's military stations began to fail. Power grids overloaded. Shields collapsed and command centers vanished without warning. On Karath Prime, alien soldiers stared at their instruments in disbelief. Our weapons, they don't work, one gasped. Energy beams fired at the human ships, only to vanish harmlessly in mid-space. Ships maneuvered around attacks that shouldn't have been dodged. They adapted instantly. Every countermeasure the Council had designed failed. High Counselor Varric's hologram appeared on every screen in the system. His face was pale. Stand down. Identify yourselves. We can negotiate. The humans responded with no words, only action. Drones silently disabled defensive satellites. Energy weapons overloaded enemy power stations. Communications networks crashed. Systems fell like dominoes. Ward watched. He did not smile. He did not shout orders. He observed. Humanity's strength had grown through centuries of suffering, and now centuries of patience were paying off. Civilian zones? Ward asked the lieutenant. Protected, sir, the officer replied. No casualties outside military targets. Ward nodded. Humanity did not seek to destroy life unnecessarily. They sought justice. The Council had eradicated humans past. They were returning the favor, but carefully, precisely, within minutes. The first major Council control system was neutralized. Council fleets scrambled to respond, but it was too late. The human fleet had vanished from their sensors as quickly as it had appeared. The remaining alien systems began to panic. Reports flooded the Council chamber. Karath Prime has fallen. Our defenses are gone. We cannot contact command. Varric's hands shook as he faced the other counselors. How is this possible? Humans were weak. They were primitive. How? They learned, Ilritz interrupted, her voice sharp with fear. They survived in darkness. They built fleets, weapons, technology we could never imagine. And they waited centuries for this moment. Outside the Council chamber, across the galaxy, news spread faster than light could travel. The message was simple and chilling. Humanity has returned. Some alien races surrendered immediately. They offered their systems and fleets, hoping to escape total destruction. But humanity did not stop. Their mission was not conquest. It was justice. They took no territory, demanded no tribute. They eliminated only those who had tried to destroy them. Varric's hologram flickered. We can fight back, he yelled, but no one believed him. Even now, as fleets scrambled, humanity moved faster, striking with surgical precision. No enemy had survived contact. In the command room of Koroth Prime, a young council officer whispered to a colleague, eyes wide with terror. They are not just strong. They are gods. Ward stood on the bridge again, observing the aftermath. Ships returned to hidden positions, silent and invisible. No one celebrated. Humanity did not need glory. Their revenge had begun, and it was only the first strike. Prepare the next system, Ward said quietly. The Council will learn the cost of forgetting us. The first system had fallen. The Council's arrogance had been shattered. The galaxy had begun to understand a terrifying truth. Humanity was no longer weak. Humanity had risen. And now, the galaxy would pay attention. The news spread faster than any weapon ever could. From the outer rim to the central galaxies, every council system, every allied race, every independent world felt it. Humanity had returned. Humanity had struck. And no one was safe. On the luxury star worlds of the Clivian sector, traders and nobles whispered in fear. Have you seen the reports? A merchant asked. Entire fleets gone. Systems destroyed. And no one saw them coming. Humans? Another replied, shaking. That weak species? Impossible. Impossible had become a word used in desperation. Humanity was rewriting the rules of the galaxy. In the council chamber, panic had replaced shock. High Counselor Varric pounded his staff on the floor. We must mobilize every fleet, every defensive array, every weapon. Humanity cannot be allowed to continue. Ilric shook her head, eyes glowing faintly with terror. It is too late. They do not need fleets. They move like shadows, strike like storms, and vanish before we can even respond. Our enemies cannot fight what they cannot see. Reports flooded in. One system after another fell with surgical precision. Entire fleets surrender without a fight, not out of mercy, but out of sheer terror. Some races called them gods, whispering in fear about the children of revenge. Others hit on abandoned worlds, hoping humanity would ignore them. But humanity did not ignore. They moved only where justice demanded it, where those who had harmed them or betrayed them still had power. Their fleet appeared at random, unstoppable, precise, and invisible until it was too late. Varric convened an emergency council session with all known allied species. We must form a united front, he demanded. If humanity is allowed to continue unchecked, they will destroy us all. A Clivian ambassador spoke, voice trembling. You misunderstand, Counselor. They are not like any species we have faced. They are not here for war. They are here for judgment. Judgment? Another counselor snapped. We govern this galaxy. How dare a single species judge us? Ilrix leaned forward, her voice calm but deadly. They are not judging. They are executing. And they have waited 300 years to do it. We created the circumstances. We made them what they are. Now we pay. Outside, in the void between stars, human fleets move like silent predators. Ships slip through asteroid fields, wormholes, and uncharted space. They attack systems not with loud weapons or massive explosions, but with speed, intelligence, and surgical precision. A holographic display in the council chamber showed the destruction. Fleets vanished, energy grids collapsed, planetary defenses melted, and command centers evaporated in seconds. Yet humans avoided civilian populations. Innocents were spared, leaving the guilty to face justice. In the Clivian sector, one alien officer muttered to a colleague, I thought humans were weak, fragile. They survived extinction, and now they are beyond anything we can imagine. They are perfect. Varric's face was pale. We underestimated them. We erased their homes. We killed their people, and we thought it would end them. It did not. We created them. Ilrix's eyes narrowed, and now the galaxy trembles. Every system, every fleet, every race will remember this day. Humanity does not fight for glory. Humanity fights for justice. and their justice is absolute. Messages appeared on council channels from captured systems, simple and chilling. You erased our past. Now we erase yours. Panic spread like wildfire. Some alien species began surrendering before contact, hoping that obedience would save them. Others tried to flee to uncharted space, only to find human patrols waiting silently in the dark. Every escape route was anticipated. Every defense was countered before it could be activated. Even Counselor Varric could not hide his fear. We are witnessing the rise of a species we thought we destroyed. They are not just survivors, they are executioners. And nothing we do will stop them. Ilrix's voice was quiet, almost a whisper. The galaxy has learned a lesson it will never forget. Do not underestimate humanity. Deep in the darkness of space, the humans observed, calculated, and waited. They had no interest in conquest, no desire for glory. They moved only when necessary, striking precisely, efficiently, and without hesitation. And with every system that fell, every fleet that vanished, every counselor who realized their mistakes, fear spread further. Across the galaxy, one truth became undeniable. Humanity had returned. Humanity was patient. Humanity was perfect in its purpose. And humanity would not stop. The Council was desperate. Every system they had once controlled, every fleet they had relied on, was falling one by one. Panic had spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Humanity had proved what everyone feared. No one could match them. High Counselor Varric paced the chamber, staff in hand, beads of sweat forming on his scaled forehead. "We have no choice," he said, voice trembling. "Humanity cannot be defeated. We must use a protocol." Ilrix froze. "The protocol? Are you insane? That weapon will destroy countless innocent systems along with them. Humanity will not forgive such treachery." Varric's eyes were hard. "We have no other options. If we fail, the Council, the galaxy, everything we built will be gone. We cannot allow them to continue." Secretly, deep in the Council's vaults, the superweapon awaited, a relic of a darker age, powered by unstable energy and capable of annihilating entire fleets in a single strike. The Council had hidden it for centuries, never daring to use it. Until now, the Council activated the protocol. Coordinates were set, humanity's secret homeworld remnants. The weapon hummed to life. Energy began building inside its core, a storm ready to erupt. In the human fleet, sensors picked up an anomaly. Ward studied the readings. His face remained calm, almost cold. "They have activated the protocol," he said. "Let them try." The human ships moved, not with panic, not with haste, with precision. Every vessel adjusted its shields, its engines, its weapons. Humanity had studied the Council's technology, anticipated its moves, and adapted centuries ago. The superweapon fired. A massive beam of energy shot across the void, aimed directly at the human core worlds. Counselors watched the display, believing victory was finally at hand. Then, in a single instant, the weapon was neutralized, not destroyed, not avoided, neutralized. The energy dissipated harmlessly, redirected by human technology that bent physics in ways no counselor could understand. Ward appeared on the bridge of judgment, calm and cold. "You thought you could trick us," he said quietly. "You thought a weapon would erase humanity. You forgot one simple rule. We adapt." The council chamber erupted in chaos. Varric shouted, Ilrix screamed, but there was nothing they could do. Humanity's fleet, already prepared for every scenario, advanced while the council scrambled in confusion. Then came the revelation. The AI networks of the humans had intercepted communications, decrypted council plans, and traced every secret action. Humanity knew of the protocol before it had even been activated. The council realized too late that their centuries of secrecy had been useless. Every lie, every hidden file, every betrayal had been anticipated. Humanity had prepared for their betrayal before it even existed. Ward's fleet entered the council's controlled space, moving silently, striking only where necessary. Systems that had activated defensive grids were neutralized. Ships that attempted interception were disabled before they fired a shot. Every move the council made, Every plan, every weapon, every fleet had been predicted. In the council chamber, Varric collapsed into his chair. We cannot win, he admitted, voice shaking. We thought we could outsmart them, but they are beyond us. Ilrix nodded, her eyes glowing faintly. We created them. Our betrayal, our crimes, our arrogance. They forged humanity into what we see now. Executioners patient, intelligent, unstoppable. The final council vote was meaningless. Humanity no longer sought negotiation. Humanity did not need persuasion. The fleets advanced. Systems fell. Leaders who had hidden behind arrogance were now exposed. Ward's message echoed across the council channels, simple, precise, and terrifying. You taught us betrayal. We repay only justice. The council understood, finally, what they had done. They had tried to destroy a species. They had forced it into darkness. They had believed themselves safe. But humanity had waited. Humanity had grown. And humanity would no longer forgive. Varric whispered to himself as he watched the displays collapse system by system. We made a mistake. Humanity is not just a species, they are a reckoning. And in the shadows of the galaxy, humanity moved with silent purpose, unstoppable, precise, and merciless. But only against those who had created this chaos. The Council's last betrayal had failed, and the galaxy was about to witness what true justice looked like. The Council core world trembled. For centuries, it had stood as the heart of the galaxy, symbols of power, control, and arrogance built into massive towers that scraped the skies. But today, it would witness something it could never forget. Commander Elias Ward's fleet emerged from the void, moving with silent precision. No alarms, no warnings, no hesitation. The ship slipped past every defense, shields bending energy without resistance, weapons adjusting mid-flight. Every system, every fleet the Council could muster, was already neutralized or rendered useless. In the central chamber of the Council, Varric, Ilrix, and the remaining leaders watched the approaching fleet through massive transparent screens. Their fear was palpable. Every heartbeat seemed loud in the tense silence. They're here, Varric whispered. All of them, right in front of us. Ilrix's scales shimmered with faint light, her voice calm but filled with dread. This is the moment. Humanity decides our fate. The chamber doors opened. A single human figure appeared on the central hologram. Commander Ward, calm, composed, and terrifyingly focused. His presence alone silenced the room. I am Elias Ward, he said. I speak for all humanity. 312 years ago, this council chose to erase my species. You destroyed our homes, our families, and our future. You called us weak. You thought time would bury your crimes. The counselors shifted nervously. It was a council decision. You survived against all odds. Why do you punish us? Varric demanded. Ward's dark eyes pierced through the chamber. Punishment is not the word. Justice is. You erased billions of lives. You thought your silence could protect you. But we remember. And today, you will face the consequences of your arrogance. The hologram changed, showing images of the Council's past atrocities, hidden operations, secret attacks, wiped worlds, and the dead they left behind. Every leader saw their decisions exposed in unforgiving clarity. Ward's voice was calm, cold, and final. We do not seek war. We do not seek conquest. We come only for justice. Suddenly, the Council core world shook violently. Humanity's fleet fired not at civilians, but at command hubs, defensive stations, and military installations. Systems that had been thought invulnerable collapsed within minutes. Varric's voice trembled. Stop. We surrender. We beg for mercy. Ward's expression did not change. Mercy, he said quietly. You offered none. The Council realized, in a single horrifying moment, that there was no escape. Humanity had not come for negotiations. They had come to finish what the Council had started centuries ago. Outside, fleets moved in perfect formation, silent, deadly, unstoppable. Council ships attempted counterattacks, but AI-controlled human fleets adapted faster than any Council mind could respond. Shields bent, weapons disarmed, and every escape route was blocked. Ilrix whispered, almost to herself, We created them. Our crimes forged this reckoning. Ward hologram paused, eyes meeting each counselor's gaze individually. We spare the innocent. You will not see destruction beyond your own doing. But every betrayal, every lie, every attempt to erase us ends now. The chamber went silent. Then, one by one, council leaders realized the truth. Their centuries of power were meaningless. Humanity did not fight like any other species. They fought with purpose, precision, and patience. Humanity was not just a force of nature. They were the consequence of the council's own arrogance. Ward's final words echoed to the hologram, calm yet devastating. You taught us extinction. Today, you learn its cost. This is the end of the council as you knew it. Humanity does not seek war, but it always finishes it. The council's remaining leaders fell silent. Some tried to resist, most froze in terror. Humanity moved swiftly, disabling fleets, collapsing command systems, and taking control of every remaining power node. Not a single human ship was lost. Not a single innocent life outside the guilty zones was harmed. As the dust settled, Ward turned from the main console. "Judgment is complete," he said quietly to his officers. "We do not conquer. We do not occupy. Humanity's lesson has been delivered. The Council core world was left in ruins, not destroyed but powerless. The arrogance, the lies, and the betrayal had ended. Humanity had spoken. Humanity had delivered justice. And across the galaxy, a single truth spread like wildfire. Never underestimate humanity. The galaxy was silent. For the first time in millennia, the stars seemed to hold their breath. The Council core world, once the seat of power and pride, lay stripped of its authority. Entire fleets had vanished. Systems were freed from tyranny, and the survivors of the Council sat trembling, unable to speak or act. Commander Elias Ward stood on the bridge of judgment, his dark eyes scanning the remnants of the galaxy. The humans had not sought conquest. They had not sought glory. They had sought justice, and it had been delivered. "Sir," a young officer said, breaking the silence, "what now? Do we occupy the galaxy?" Ward shook his head. "No. Humanity does not take what it did not lose. Our purpose is not war. Our purpose is to remind the galaxy what happens when you erase us. We leave only lessons and justice for those who deserved it. Outside, human fleets moved to patrol neutral systems. Innocent civilizations that had once lived in fear of the Council's tyranny were left untouched. Humans ensured they were safe, their technology and ships silently protecting worlds from any lingering threats. In the Council chamber, the surviving leaders sat in stunned silence. High Counselor Varek could barely speak. We thought we ruled the galaxy. We believed no species could challenge us." Ilrix's gaze was empty, voice trembling. "We created them. Our arrogance, our lies, our crimes shaped the species into what they are now, and they have chosen restraint. They could have destroyed everything, yet they spared those who were innocent. Across the galaxy, the news spread. Entire civilizations whispered the same words in fear and awe. Humanity does not seek war, but it always finishes it. The lesson was clear. Humans have been underestimated for centuries, labeled weak, primitive, fragile, forgotten, but through survival, patience, and intelligence, they had grown beyond reckoning. They had learned, adapted, and finally risen to claim justice. On a distant, hidden world, Ward addressed the surviving humans. "We have completed what we came to do. Our people survived when the galaxy tried to erase them. Now, we ensure that no species will ever underestimate humanity again. Protect the innocent. Punish only the guilty. Remember the past, but do not be consumed by it." The humans nodded. They understood the weight of their legacy. For centuries, they had endured suffering. They had been patient. They had planned. And now their patience had shaped the future of the galaxy. The Council's fall was complete. Their arrogance was shattered, their fleets destroyed or disabled, and their systems freed from tyranny. And yet, humanity did not claim dominion. They returned to the shadows, observing, protecting, and waiting, ready for any new threat, but never seeking unnecessary conflict. For the first time in galactic history, a species had proven that survival, intelligence, and patience could overcome even the greatest powers. The galaxy had learned that weakness was temporary, that underestimation was fatal, and that humanity's resilience was unmatched. Ward stood on the observation deck, staring at the stars. A calm determination filled his heart. "We have shown the galaxy what humanity is," he said softly. "We do not seek to destroy. We seek only to endure, to protect, and to ensure that our past mistakes are never repeated." And as the fleets disappeared into deep space, one truth echoed in every system. Never underestimate humanity. They do not conquer, they do not beg, but they always finish what must be done. The galaxy would never forget this day. Humanity had risen, not for glory, not for power, but for justice, survival, and the undeniable truth that the underestimated could always become unstoppable. The stars returned to their normal rhythm, but the memory of humanity's rise would remain, a shadow of warning and respect across every system. And in that shadow, one lesson burned clearly for all. The galaxy had changed forever. Humanity had arrived,